I think we might be live. Let's see. Yeah, I think we might be live. So welcome to this part 2. In the first part we made a live I made a live performance on my modular performance rig, and the goal is to make a techno track using those stems, because I multi-tracked everything in Ableton Live, and I hope you can hear me. If there's something wrong with the audio or something like that, please put it in the comment section down below if you're watching. So yeah, let me see if the volume is coming through. Maybe not so loud. Let me see if I can change it a little bit that I'm more clear. Just doing it like this. I think that that will definitely help the sound, my microphone. So welcome. This episode I'm going to work in the box in Ableton Live. I have all these stems that I recorded by doing the live session. You can always rewatch it on the previous live stream. So yeah, I hope this will be interesting, because I haven't made techno for I think close to a year, like really producing in the box. I did some live sessions, but yeah, they're also on this channel, so please give it a shot if you like that kind of music. So let me switch over to Ableton like this. I hope I can monitor myself over there. It's like not a convenient setup, but yeah. I've got many tools and toys, and they're all over my studio. So here is my laptop. I can follow the live stream. So yeah, if you're joining, just say hi, and I can see the comments. I have my Ableton Live session with everything that was recorded previous, like I mentioned before. We have a mix, and then all the different stems. So if I just play this, it is a little bit quiet though, because I didn't drive it that much. But I have my SOFTUBE console 1 right in front of me. So normally now I'm on track 2. So I can just put it on the screen like this and do some tweaking, some EQing, some compression and other great stuff. I really like the console 1. It's totally changed my workflow. I'm also wearing my sub pack because I shut down the monitor system, the speakers, to not interfere too much with the microphone, because I'm pretty close to my monitors. So I'm wearing headphones, and to feel the bass I have my sub pack on. Don't know if you can see it, but this gives me a nice tactile feeling of the bass really having an impact on my bones. It works via bone conducting, so I hope it's harmless. But yeah, I'll see in a few years. So what I'm going to do today, or in this session, is a little bit cleaning up of some frequencies, and then look for some interesting parts in the track. I think I can start with the bass. It's pretty it's not high in volume, so yeah, just let me play the bass, and yeah, let's see what I can do with it. It's on channel 5, so let's bring up the console 1. Just the input gain. I can shape it, sustain it a bit, get this nicer sustained bass. Don't know about the punch. Can really make it punch, but that will, if I'm going to compress it, that will really hit the compressor hard, I assume, and it will also, yeah, if I have too much punch, I can't put it loud enough to come through the mix. So let's be very careful with the punch. The punch is like a little attack, a peak in volume when it, yeah, when it hits every time. Maybe drive it a little bit. That's a lot, but it's not sounding bad, I must say. Okay, now I'm feeling it on my sub pack, and let's bring in okay, so I'm making a higher Q, a little bit more resonance, and then pretty, yeah, much gain on that frequency, and sweeping just to see where are the nice frequencies, how will it translate if I push it too much, and then bring it down to, yeah, work way more subtle than yeah, when I drive it so hard. So let's see how much low end I can lose to get some more headroom. This is pretty okay. Let's bring in the compressor, which is working pretty hard already. Don't know if I want that. Just to tame it down a little bit. Longer the attack, the more of the kick's attack will come through. Threshold. Oh, I'm panning, so because I'm not looking what I'm doing. Lower that threshold, but it's okay. And then we can bring in some of the dry signal again. But let's just leave it with that, maybe bring down the volume, because we're going to bring in some other elements, because only a kick, that's not a track, that's just a loop of a kick. So let's see, maybe the bass line, because those two really need to work together well, and that's on channel 4. And the nice thing about this console 1 is that I can just open it up and just, there's a channel strip on every channel. I used to do like a lot of different EQs and compressors and stuff, all different chains on different channels. And I must say, I see I have a few viewers, so welcome, hi. I hope this live stream will be interesting. So I used to have lots of different chains, excuse my English, chains on different tracks. But now with this console one, I have a nice range of things from like a master, like a channel on a mixing desk. So I have lots of things on there, and I am much more happy to just put them on every single track, and I can go on the console one and select them from 1 to 20 and even more if I have more channels. So that's very easy. So when I'm on channel 4, I just press 4, I just press a button that this window comes up, and I don't need to go somewhere with my mouse. So yeah, let's see. The bass. Bring it up. Tone it down, maybe bring some of the frequencies down that I boosted in the kick. So now this is really getting in the way of the kick. So let's see, that was 116 Hertz for the kick and 113, so I was only 3 Hertz off, so yeah, that's right on. Then maybe boost some of the high frequencies, give it more warmth. By boosting around 500 Hertz. Okay. I did record the bass line with quite a lot of distortion, parallel distortion on the bass line. That sometimes really comes through the mix, so I'm not going to boost the higher frequencies. I might even do a little bit of a high cut, because I'm going to need those frequencies for the rest of the track. I can also put a shelf on it. First, adding some gain to scan where I'm going to take away those frequencies. Let's first go back and do it like this. Okay, and now take them away, because it's still the bass line, and don't want the bass line totally taking possession over the whole mix. So nice videos, don't stop though. A lot of information from Lucas Sartori. So hi Lucas, welcome for joining the live stream. I hope you enjoyed, but since you do, So, okay, let's continue. Haven't put some compression on the bass line yet, but not going to do too much. Not going to put any on there yet. Drive, it's already distorted a bit, so I think now I'm doing a very rough mix, and I'm just going to keep it simple, because if you really start doing a lot of stuff, then you also need to backtrack a lot if somewhere further down the process stuff is not working, and you can boost a lot of high frequencies and later then bring them down again with other plugins on top of the first plugins, but small tweaks are, in my opinion, the best. You can still go every way that way. So first do a rough mix. Let's see the triple oscillator. I'm going to solo this one. It was more like an effect, like a percussive lead effect on some parts. So channel 3, just sustain it a little bit more, because on this channel was the Lyra effects from Soma, and that's a really nice atmosphere. So with bringing up that sustain and really going to have a cut there. See, I had that frequency that was really peaking. I really didn't like it when I was live performing this track. So positioning and just bringing it down, because otherwise it will just cut through the mix, and it's not a sound that I want to have cutting through the mix. So there's some lovely frequencies over there. Yeah, 2.5K, I think that's good, because 2K is just half of 4K, and 4K always, the frequencies unpleasant in some instruments, so I'm not going to take a division of that, just to be safe. Otherwise, later down the process, I will have those frequencies, and I can backtrack to get rid of them, and that's more difficult than just not boost them earlier in the process. I don't think I need to drive this one, because it's really gritty. It's a digital unit, the Soma effects in my modular. Digital delay, but it also has distortion, and it's a really harsh distortion. So it also maybe I could take away a few of those highs, but not too much. Just remember, we're doing like a really rough mix. No bass line here. Let me pause it right there. I consciously muted when live performing this recording. By the way, this recording is about 15 minutes long, so when I had like a good bass line recorded, I just muted the bass line, so some parts they don't have a bass line, but it's the goal to look for the best parts of bass line and put them across most of the track, and this 15 minutes will be shrunk down to, I think, about maybe 5 minutes, maybe over 5 minutes, but not too much, I would say. So yeah, for anyone joining the stream right now, I would say welcome, and yeah, you can also after this stream watch the first live stream where I live performed this track with the camera also aimed on the modular synths I was working with, and I'm also explaining what I'm doing, so that might be interesting. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so, so you will be notified when next live streams or episodes get published. So let's continue. I have lots of nice elements in here with the Lyra effects from Soma. I'm gonna leave it right there, and now just maybe mute it and do the next part. And that was let's solo it. It was the Basimilus Iteritas from Noise Engineering, which was modulated by the voltage block by Maleko, and you're hearing it right now. So it goes through a Sara VCF from DynSync, a filter, 2 filters in series, and yeah, it really sounds raw and nice. So let's see what I can do with this. Really nice. This I'm going to drive a bit, and I think I need some. So the good thing is I can just on the console 1 do all the EQing and compression even without the window on my Ableton popping up, because everything is labeled. It has these LEDs, and that's just awesome to work with. So let's continue. Maybe I will, let's see, I will close down the bass line, I will mute the bass line, and it really works well together with the kick, I think. It has that Verbtronic on there, so now I'm actually just feeling with my sub-pack how the bass frequencies of both tracks, both lines interact, because sometimes they really interfere with each other, because the Basimilus Iteritas has low frequencies that I can feel. Maybe I can want to keep some of those low frequencies because they really sound nice, and when I cut them too much, the track will not sound warm and analog at all. So, by the way, most of this I will do in the box, this mix, and the things I recorded were all analog modules and oscillators and stuff, except for a few like the Verbtronic and the Soma FX, but everything coming in to Ableton is already very notes. I don't, make it too digital sounding, I think. So, not going to use outboard on this, just plain mixing and afterwards mastering, which will also be like a live stream. I'm going to do it all in the box, so let's see. Bassline. Now there's a bass line, there's a kick drum, and there's the basilis intermedius. So that might. I'm going to. I need to choose which bass line I will keep. One in the basilis or in the bass line itself. I think the basilis is way nicer, so let's just go back to the bass line and bring up that high pass filter. It's actually a low cut, so that's pretty much the same. It's called a low cut. So let's triple oscillator, which is pretty silent here. Comes in a little bit further down the road. Okay, then I have the snare, and that's on channel 6, so this will benefit from some punch. Some low cut. Some compression, but very slight compression. Some drive. Maybe even some character, and it's called character, but it's actually a higher frequency resonance that's added. If you go in plus on the console 1 with the character, if you go into minus, it's a little bit, it gets a little bit more dull. I think it might be subtracted, that resonance, or there's a low frequency that's boosted, but I think it will be subtracted. So if I really push it, it gets almost ringy. So let's put that volume up. Let's listen with the rest. Also going to cut the low end. Bring a little bit of the high end down, add a few frequencies. Okay, and this. So it really gets like crystal clear, I would say. I'm panning a little bit between the snare. I moved it a little bit to the left and the clap and rim shot to the right. but not by a lot. So okay, perfect. Now let's see. I also have the mix down while recording with all the fader positions on my mixer. So you see I have a new viewer watching the live stream, so say hi. I hope you enjoyed this session. So where was I? So I did a mix while performing, and this sounds like this. So the bass is really prominent, and there are hi-hats in my mix because they didn't record into the multi-track. My clock was from my ADAT, my clock was configured wrong, so it didn't record anything, so I just only lost the hi-hats and cymbals, but I did a re-recording of those, so I have them and they're just like they were in the performance, but I need to position them, and I did like a small recording afterwards, but that was the only correction I needed to do, and that I did. So let's see. So the mix, I'm going to just keep it in mind, because I did a little bit of a performance, but actually that performance was not done with the faders, because the multi-tracking was recorded pre-faders. So the thing is, what did I want to say? So I worked with mutes, and the mutes were recorded. So most of the performance I did earlier today with the previous live stream, it's already all in there, and now it's just siding in, make it more tidy, make it more tight, and slim it down to 1/3 of what we have here, and just take out the best parts. So the kick is the same over like 2/3 of the track, and then I played around with the kick a little bit to get a second and a third variation that I can use. So let's just see where that is. I'm going to cut it and scan, because of course the adjustments I just did, they can have a different effect on those other kind of kicks. So the parts where I gave more decay on the kick, that might be compressed in a different way, so might need to put that on another track and do some other post-processing on that. Okay, so that's different. I'm experimenting. Okay, so I can say, let's see, okay, about 289. Okay, so actually let's just do it like this. Then I know where those parts are, and actually I can give it a different color, maybe not that one, but maybe that one. So, by the way, it has been a while since I actually produced in Ableton Live. I used some Logic Logic Pro. So okay, so this is a really heavy kick. And it sounds pretty awesome just by itself, but if you put it in a mix, let's just unmute everything else. It just takes all the headroom and there's very little left for all the other ingredients. So I'm not going to throw it away. Not going to throw it away, that like really long decayed kick drum, but I already know what I'm going to do with it, I think. First see. Okay, so there it changes. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put it on another layer. Okay, let's see where that goes. Okay, now it's gone. Okay, so that's all the same. And how does it relate to the previous kick? Okay, so it has a little bit less decay, so that's a good alternative kick. Don't hear too much difference between those two, to be honest. So yeah, just let's see. So now I have on channel 10 that other kick drum, which is now muted, so let's solo that one. So on channel 10, okay, what I'm first going to do, we go to channel 6 and let's see. So copy 6 and let's put it on track 10. So perfect. I think, no, it was 5, so let's see, yeah. Let's just do it again. So go to track 5, copy track 5 and we put it on 10. So this is how it needs to be. Just let's see. So now it has the exact same parameters of the first kick drum, and now I'm going to tweak it. So going to channel 10, these were the previous ones. I might turn that sustain a little bit down. I'm really going to low cut it. Maybe turn the sustain up. Take the punch away. So make it a empty, take off maybe some of the highs. Let's see. Okay. I will do this. I will loop it there. Start loop. Okay. I prepared this project by shifting everything to point 0, but I actually didn't put like the first note, first beginning of every track like on 0, so it's positioned right, but if I'm going to loop stuff and cut stuff, I will have a little bit of a problem. So before I will cut things, I really need to adjust that, but I'm not going to do it right now. I just did it with the bass line, bass drum, I would say, just that I can actually loop it and put it underneath the other. Yeah, now I'm looping it. That's good. Bring it all the way back to the front and let's see how I can use it. Maybe not. Maybe very wet with like like a long reverb on that, and I know which reverb I will prefer probably, and that's the, let me see, where do I have this reverb? I have too many UAD plugins. They're not all purchased, they're just shown here, and when I click them it will be a demo, and that's, yeah, the EMT250. I really like that reverb, and I'm going to put it totally wet. Normally I would put that on like a send and return, but I'm just going to put it on the track, I think totally wet, and let's see how this sounds. Probably a little bit like over the top, but then again, yeah, let's just see how it sounds. It's too much punch still. Compress it all the way down. And just add it as like a real subtle layer. Okay, this is already sounding pretty okay. here's a little trick that I actually pretty often do. And where was this? It's not a gate. It was... Where is it? I forgot. I thought it was a utility. No, it was not the utility. It was the auto pan. I think it was, yeah, the auto pan. So amount, shape, we put it in 1.4. We put the face so it's one shape, and then we put it in inverted. And then we have ducking. So instead of doing some side chaining or different kinds of ducking techniques, I actually put an LFO, as I would call it, like a little bit of a tremolo effect on it, with a strong, like a really short attack going down in volume and then rising in volume. So on the same beat that the kick comes in. So if I exaggerate this, let's see, how can I do this? So we'll just do it like this. So this is a sound you hear, but of course you can make it really, like, I would say smooth, but it's actually not really smooth. Or I can make it more like an S shape, so it really like bumps. And if I put the rest, then it really ducks from the track. Of course, this is too much. And it's also too loud. I'm taming those low frequencies of the kick down because I know in the master chain, which I will put on top of the master output, I'm going to, in another program, going to do that in Logic. Maybe I do it here. I can do it here also, so I don't know. Probably do it here or in Logic, I don't know yet. But I'm going to use a multi-band compressor, and I can really shape the low end with that multi-band compressor. And when I have way too muddy low end in the pre-master, if I have too much low end, then it will drown all of those frequencies, and I can't work well with the multi-band compressor if it takes too much energy out of the mix. So therefore I'm taming those frequencies down right now, and yeah, I think that's a healthy way of working. So it's getting pretty late. I think I will do some scanning for nice parts of the track. Maybe next session, or maybe I will just do it and then have those parts, and in the next live stream I can then really make it into a nice techno track. So yeah, this way of working deviates a little bit from my normal way of. Normally I don't think too much about what I'm doing and how I'm going to do it. I just do it like, how would I say, intuitively. No. So I would just do it without thinking of too much. But I want to give you, the viewer, like a little bit of a tutorial-ish, like look into the process of making a track, and I want to make it as as interesting as possible, because looking at somebody searching for a nice sound in a 15-minute recording for, like, I have, I think, about 8 or 9, I have 7 stems. I have 6 or 7 stems, so that's 6 or 7 times 15, so for like 2 hours looking at someone just listening to something, that's really boring. So I want to spare you that, and yeah, next time I will have selected those parts, I will go through them and make the track further and further until we have like a finished product with mastering and all. So I would really like to thank you for joining this live stream, and I hope to see you next time. This episode will probably be available after the live stream, and if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, I would say you're very welcome, and I hope you enjoyed this stream. Maybe you learned a few things about production, or maybe you have a few things on your mind that you say, oh, you're doing this totally wrong. I don't think there's a totally wrong way in doing things. I think when the end result is nice, then how you got there, who cares? Maybe you, because I'm showing it, but just if you like this live stream, this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I hope to see you next time. So I will end this right now, and have a nice day, evening or night. So bye bye.